Hello and welcome to today's video, and my topic for you today is, are you learning, not earning? I'm sure you are like me when you've decided that you need to learn stuff, right? And unfortunately some of the stuff you learn is a waste of time or you don't need it anyway. But we do it, we all do this, right? This whole idea of needing to improve your knowledge, well, it's important, I agree with that. But I want to share something very important with you today. That knowledge with no action is absolutely useless. That's my message for you today. Don't leave me just now, but I just want to tell you that's the message I'm going to share with you today, right? Because if you learn skill, if you're a solopreneur, for example, a small business solopreneur, then you've got to be a jack of all trades. You've got to learn all these skills, right? Everything from copywriting to social media to email marketing to blogging, all this stuff, right? There's a lot of skills to learn. And if you learn those skills and become an expert in those skills, but never implement that knowledge, then you're never going to earn anything, okay? And be quite frank with you, a lot of people spend a lot of time learning, that was a bit of a faux pas, spend a lot of time learning, okay, and not implementing it because it's a way of avoiding what they have to do. There's a fear, there's a lack of confidence factor, there's a procrastination factor, whatever it may be. People will spend more time learning because, oh, I'm not just quite ready yet, Peter. I just need to go through that video one more time. Or I just need to actually go back and listen again to that audio or whatever it is. Be honest. Are you really doing it because you need that in order to take action? Or is it really procrastination, just trying to put it off? And the reason I'm saying this to you is this, because the most successful people, right? The most successful people are those who are action takers, are those who will make a start with incomplete information. They are prepared to earn while they learn. They're prepared to jump into the void, to face the unknown, to make mistakes, to learn from the mistakes, and not wait until they got all the knowledge they need, because that will never happen anyway, all right? My name is Peter Beckenham, I'm the village marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village, way up near the Cambodian border. So today I'm going to share some thoughts with you about earning versus learning, okay? And also because I was 16 years as a school teacher in the middle of last century, I'm going to give you some tips about quick learning skills, all right? All right. Now, if you really haven't taken any action yet, as I mentioned to you earlier, it could be a lack of confidence, it could be a procrastination, it could be a fear of some sort, whatever it may be, okay? The important thing is this, that knowledge is important, but the way you acquire that knowledge is even more important. And what you do with that knowledge is even more important again, okay? What I'm saying to you is this, whenever you are acquiring knowledge, whether you're at a seminar, a webinar, listening to a Facebook Live like this, or whatever it may be, what you ought to be doing is not just taking a brief note of whatever it is they're talking about, the skill you're trying to learn or whatever it is, but more important than that, make a note of how you can implement what you just learned. Put it in a journal, okay? I've got one here. Put it in a journal. In other words, an exercise book, right? Put it in a journal, list off the skills that you learnt, right? And then next to those, list off how you intend to implement them or how you're going to go about finding out how to implement them, okay? Write them down. I mean, I can take you back to when I was in high school, which again was in the middle of last century, right? And thank goodness I was taught by somebody else, okay, not in my family. Someone else, they said, Peter, if you want to get anywhere with your studies, make summaries, write the darn things down, don't rely on your memory. And it worked for me. It takes more time, okay, to do that. But when I wrote them down and I went into the exam room, I could actually close my eyes and I could picture my summary pages. I could actually physically, I could actually read them and therefore answer the questions pretty simply, all right? Now, that's me, maybe you're different to me, but if I write them down, I'll remember them. And what I'm saying to you is this, when you're learning something, whether it's a webinar or an event or whatever it may be, write it down. Don't rely on your memory And as I said before, more important than that, jot down not just the skills you learn, but how in the heck you're going to implement them and when you're going to do that. Now, the reason I'm asking you to put them into a journal, put them into an exercise book, journal sounds fancy, right? Put them into an exercise book is because when you open it, right? When you open an exercise book, there's a list of skills that you've learned, and it's pretty darn good for your self-confidence, right? That's what it's all about, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Have a journal. All right. Now, it's 16 years as a teacher, and I had a wonderful time teaching. I loved it, okay? Truly loved it. But I learned a few tricks about how to learn things quickly, okay? The first one I'm going to share with you is called the 2-minute rule. If you've got a task that just takes 2 minutes to do it immediately. Just get it done, okay? Get it out of the road. Because when you've got a task done, it helps your confidence. It helps your self-belief. Oh, I've got something done. Now, I'm assuming that that task is something that you ought to do, that it's a priority task, right? It's not just any darn task. But if it's a small task, do it, all right? Now, you might say, oh, Peter, but the task won't get done in 2 minutes. Correct. It may not get done in 2 minutes. But if you make a start in 2 minutes, that's going to help you overcome the procrastination factor. See where I'm coming from? Okay? So that's the 2-minute rule. Have a go at that. It works, okay? Second thing, get rid of all the attention grabbers and the things, that, especially social media things. I don't know about anything else other than Chrome. Chrome is my specialty area. I mean, I've got Firefox and Windows, but I mean, I prefer Chrome. And for me, when I'm trying to get things done, I use either a thing called Stay Focused or Self-Control, okay? They're both Chrome applications. And you can put on, and they automatically stop all the notifications from social media until such times you want to have them open again, right? Stay Focused or Self-Control. That's it. They're Chrome extensions. Free and they're worth it, all right? Next one, remember this. Multitasking, when you're learning something, multitasking makes you dumb. It does. It makes you dumb. What I'm suggesting you do is that you prioritize your tasks in terms of what you must do, what you could do, and what you don't have to do. Take the top ones, prioritize them, break them into single tasks, and do one at a time. Okay? You've heard this before, I know, but I'm just reminding you of that. So multitask, don't multitask because you're not going to get it done. Next one, create a no excuses deadline for yourself. Now, this is not easy. In other words, what I'm saying to you, can you hold yourself accountable to not just learn the skill, but to implement the skill? Now, if you don't trust yourself, because it's very easy to just put things off, right? I learned the skill, yeah, it was really good, okay? And you know as well as I do, I've been in webinars and seminars and I'm thinking, wow, that is really good. And I've jotted down notes. And what did I do with it? Nothing. I didn't do anything with it. And maybe a year later I found out, oh my goodness me, why didn't I do that? That's what taught me a hell of a lesson, okay? So don't just write down the skills and what the points are, but write down how you intend to implement them. That's very important, all right? Now, to do that, if you don't trust yourself, then get an accountability partner. It may be your brother or your wife or your spouse or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. Ask them to check on you, whatever it is, if you don't trust yourself to get it done, because it is really easy to put things off, all right? The last one I want to give you as a tip for learning is called a Pomodoro. The Pomodoro technique, P-O-M-O-D-O-R-O. You can check it out in Google if you like, Pomodoro. It's really simple technique, okay? And I've been using this for a long, long time. All it is you take the learning you need to do and you break it up into 25-minute lots, okay? 25 minutes and then have a 5-minute break. Now that break means getting away from it, going for a walk, doing something else every 25 minutes. Not every 40 minutes, not every hour, every 25 minutes. Now you've heard me say in the past you should take a break at least every hour. What I'm saying you, if you really want to improve your memory, if you really want to improve your understanding, if you really want to improve your recall, I would suggest you try the Pomodoro technique. Go a maximum of 25 minutes, then have a 5-minute break. All right? If you do that, I can tell you the stuff you are learning, you'll have a greater understanding, as I said before. And if you've got more understanding, there's a better chance you're going to implement it, right? And if you're going to implement it, then you're going to learn and earn, not just learn without earning. That's my message for you today, right? I hope you found that of help. My call to action, I've got a simple PDF. If you're interested, send me a message, okay? The PDF's called 3-Step Marketing Cheat Sheet. 3-Step Marketing Cheat Sheet. Okay, there you go. I look forward to talking to you again in the near future. Please leave me your comments. I will respond to them. I hope you found some value in this today. My key point to you again, I want to say it at the risk of boring you to tears, my key point is this. When you learn something, at the same time, record how you are going to implement it. And if you don't know how to implement it, record this is who I need to contact in order to learn how to implement it. Otherwise, all your learning, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is just potential power, okay? It's not power until you implement it, okay? I know you've heard this before. I know I'm giving you a reminder, but it's from my heart to yours. It's really important you do this. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me as always. Many blessings from Thailand. Okay. Bye for now.